Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. I'm your host, Dawn Block. I am a local realtor in the Schaumburg area, servicing all the surrounding suburbs, but mostly here to introduce. My focus here is to introduce local businesses in the area that want to talk about themselves, their past, their future, what they have going on in their businesses, but also nonprofits so that they can get the word out about their nonprofit, and hopefully somebody will see this and be able to help them out even more. I guess it's that ripple effect that I'm hoping for, that people generally think kindly of everybody that's on my show, and if somebody's seeking some help, that maybe somebody can reach out. So that's my main focus. But we do have, I always have housekeeping items that we have to go through. That's just what I do. So before I introduce our special guest, I just want to let you know that I do this generally pretty much on every twice a month, at least twice a month. I will find a business in the area, or I will find somebody who is looking like Swapna, and I'll be introducing to Swapna and her organization to you, just to kind of talk about themselves and what they're doing. But I love interaction. So if I'm going to be sitting here, if me and Swapna are just sitting here and nobody's interacting with us, I'm just going to feel like I'm all alone. So I need somebody to come out there, give us some thumbs up, show us hearts, interact with us, maybe comment, because you can always put a comment. If you have a question for Swapna, please, you put it in the comments below. I will see it pop up, and then we'll be able to address it. So I just wanted to mention that. So if you're out there, you're seeing this, thumbs up, show us some love and some support. We always love that. And what I'm going to do now is I am going to take this moment and introduce my special guest. And I hope I will not slaughter your name, Swapna Sasidharan. Is that correct?
That's correct. You got
it. Good. I got it right. Yes. So you are the founder and CEO of Cure Pogz, right?
Yes.
All right. So I see that we do have a thumbs up. So thank you very much. Excuse me for joining me. We did this whole run through, and I didn't have a tickle throat. Now I'm starting to get the tickle throat, but that's okay. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into what Pogz is all about, and Pogz is all about, and Swapna will be talking about it. But for right now, I'm going to see if there's anybody joining us. And yes, oh wow! I hope he's not driving again. Hi, ladies, looking forward to the show. So Chris Black is my husband, and yeah. I hope you're not driving, because the last time we had one of these, I was on, and he's like, "Oh, I'm on my way driving." You're not supposed to be driving and texting at the same time. So, but thank you, Chris. He's my number one fan, and I thank him very much for joining us. So, let's start out with just a soft introduction. Swapna, if you would, let people know of who you are, your organization, plus also how people can get in touch with you.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much, Dawn,
for this
opportunity, giving me your platform for listening a voice. So hello, everybody. My name is Swapna Sasidharan, and I'm the founder and president of Cure Pogz Disorders Foundation. Cure Pogz Disorders Foundation's mission is to develop a treatment for a rare disorder. So this foundation is created, inspired by my son, who is living with this condition. You can find more details about the foundation in our website, curepogzdisorders.org. You can reach me through my email, swapna@curepogzdisorders.org, or through my cell phone, 847-532-9808.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for letting everybody know your information. And what I would like to ask, I sit down and I ask everybody before and throw in because when we were running through this, throw in a little bit of what were you doing even before, a little bit of maybe lighthearted stuff too. I know that this is very serious, but I want to get people to know a little bit about you. Where were you? Where'd you come from? What were you doing before all of this came up? So if you wouldn't mind, give us a little bit of a background about yourself.
Sure. Yeah. So to give a little bit of an overview on my background, I started my career as a computer engineer. And from there, I have moved on to different positions of responsibility. I have done digital product management, project management, setting up PMO offices, business relationship management, operations. I have been in the healthcare space for close to 20 years now, and I have worked for corporations like Walgreens and GE Healthcare. And the reason, I embarked on this foundation is because my son got diagnosed with this rare disease. So today, I would also call myself as a thought leader and a speaker on healthcare transformation. And I'm also a passionate advocate for rare disease communities.
Awesome. So you had mentioned that you started this this organization because of Pogz, because your son. And I know we're going to go. My next question is why did you? What was the why? You mentioned it was your son, but maybe go into a little bit more detail of why did you start this? Because of your son. What was the reason for it?
Yeah. So Cure Pogz Disorders Foundation's mission is to develop a treatment for this rare condition called Pogz syndrome. And I don't know if many of us know, there are 10,000 rare diseases, but only less than 5% rare diseases have an FDA approved treatment because it's not profitable. So when you have a rare disease, you can't really wait for a biotech or a pharma to jump in and start developing a treatment for you. So unfortunately, this burden of developing a treatment pretty much falls on the patient's shoulders when you have a rare disease. And it is very expensive. So science and technology exists to create a cure, but it's a very expensive process, and you need to go through the typical stages of, the typical life cycle of drug development when it comes to developing a treatment. So the foundation's mission is to develop a treatment for this rare condition, and at the same time create a blueprint so that 10,000 other rare diseases also have a path to cure. And our hope is that our work is not just going to benefit rare disease patients, but it will enable scientific breakthroughs so that more common neurological conditions like an Alzheimer's or Parkinson's or autism's, they all have a path to cure.
It's so interesting how all of these disorders kind of come together. They have a commonality, really, is what you're saying.
Exactly. Yes.
So, if you would, what is Pogz? I mean, we hear about Alzheimer's, you hear about ALS, you hear about all these, Parkinson's, but I've never heard of Pogz before. So, if you could just give us a run through of what is Pogz.
Yeah. So Pogz is the name of one of the genes in human body. So we all have 21,000 coding genes in human body. They all code for different instructions. So Pogz is one of those genes. So when you have an issue with Pogz, you have Pogz syndrome. And when you have Pogz syndrome, you have severe developmental delays or cognitive impairment. You have physical issues. You have low muscle tone, hypertonia. You also have gastrointestinal conditions like vomiting. So my son has cyclical vomiting, meaning some recurrent vomiting episodes will kickstart with out of the blue completely.
Oh, wow.
So you have that, and also POGZ is one of the top 10 autism risk genes, meaning when you are trying to develop a treatment for POGZ syndrome, you're also trying to solve for a portion of autism.
So is it like, so would you say that POGZ is a type of autism?
Yeah, POGZ is one of the genes behind autism.
Oh, okay.
There are
Okay.
also other genes behind autism, but POGZ is in the first 10.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And biologically, when people ask about POGZ syndrome is caused by de novo mutation. So technically, it means that it's not inherited from the family. It's a typo that happens when the embryo gets formed. It is also
Oh, so it's not from mom or dad.
no.
It's just something that, so like you said, it's like a
Yes.
typo error in the gene system. So,
Yes, exactly. And that happens when the embryo gets formed.
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. And it's also an autosomal dominant condition, technically speaking, meaning we all have two copies of a gene in our body.
Right.
Even if, you need both copies of the gene to be functioning perfectly, for the POX gene to function. So even if, one copy is functioning well and the other one has an issue, you end up with POX syndrome.
Wow. Wow. So it affects so much. I mean, you know what I mean? It just, it's amazing how, I wonder, and we're going to be playing a video shortly, but, and I've got some people jumping on, so I want to be sure to jump on and acknowledge them. But that one gene mutation or that typo error in your genes can cause so many physical things to happen to you, which is that's just heart wrenching to see that or hear that. But what I do want to do is I want to let you know, Swapna, that there are people here right now listening and hearing us speak about this. I mean, even though Chris Block is waiting for his appointment in an office and he's still listening to us, but thank you, Chris, for doing that. He's probably on his appointment now, but that's okay. And Laura Daniels, Laura Daniels' house. I cannot believe that you are here. It's been such a long time. She's here. She's in the house. Laura House is in the house. So I'm glad that you were able to join us. Thank you so much, Laura, for joining us. And we also have Jenny Georgios. I have never heard of this. Thank you for sharing this. See how many people you don't realize. I mean, you're getting your word out. How a lot of people don't even know what this is. When I first met you, I had no idea we had a cup of coffee and you were talking about POGZ, and I'm like, I've never heard of this, So it's amazing. And our friend Raghu Sundara, hello, Dawn and Swapna. Kudos to Swapna for everything she has done so far on her mission to educate the community and to find treatment for POGZ. You and your son are an inspiration to all of us. That is awesome. That is just something, thank you, Raghu, for jumping in on this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block to be such a supportive factor and to bring such encouragement and enlightenment to Swapna to know that she's doing something good here. She's getting her word out and talking amongst everybody and making people aware. And that's what she's doing here. And Raghu, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Meet the Expert on the Block. So what we're going to do, and I want to thank everybody for joining us, but we have a video that I am going to watch. It's only 3 minutes long. It's not that long. We're doing the short version, but I would love everybody to take the moment in time to listen to this video and get a deeper sense of what POGZ is and what Swapna and her family are going through. So I'm going to play this video now.
Thank you, Dr.
You're welcome.
Don, I think you are on the line.
We got started over. Yes. Okay, hopefully. All right, let's see if it'll start there. There we go. Sorry about technical difficulty.
I remember waking up from my C-section delivery to a sense of panicking around me, as Wade did not cry immediately after he was born. Very soon, he was admitted to ICU with arrhythmic heartbeats. And I remember going home discharged, thinking the worst was behind us, but it was just the beginning of our journey. Around 6 to 8 months, we knew something was not right about our son. We watched as he fell further and further in his development, unable to crawl, sit up, focus. Our life was about shock, denial, and sadness. We started searching for answers, but despite our efforts, nobody was able to determine what was wrong with our son. Finally, when Wade was 7 years old, we got a diagnosis. There was a random typo in one of his genes called Pogz, something we have never heard of. We immediately started searching about the gene, and we understood that no specialists or researchers understood it completely, and there are no treatments or cure. We didn't even have data that shows how long is he going to live. But one thing I was certain about was we are not going to sit here and wait for the disease to play out. I wasn't sure what I was going to do or how I was going to do it, but if something can be done, I was absolutely going to do it. So I started this nonprofit charity organization, and we have recruited a world-class team of scientists and researchers and doctors who are actively working on a path to cure for this disease. It is so hopeful that science and technology exists to create a cure, but it's so heartbreaking as a parent to know that the one thing that is standing between your sick kid and a cure is millions of dollars. With your help, we aim to raise $2 million. And our work is not just going to benefit Wade and similar kids, but it's going to enhance cutting-edge science and technology to treat everything from cancer to Alzheimer's to Parkinson's and other genetic diseases. Each $5 raised will bring us an inch closer to our mission. Thank you for being a part of our journey. Thank you for helping my baby.
Wow. That's quite a journey that you have gone through and still are going through. Can you give us a little bit of a background on what the nonprofit Cure Pogz disorder is in your own words?
Yes. As I mentioned, I started this journey with my son's diagnosis. So around 8 months old, we knew things were not really going well with him, but we did not know what it was. He started showing delays everywhere. He wasn't focusing. He was missing all his major milestones. With that, we enrolled him in physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech, hoping he would catch up like rest of the children do. But his progress was painfully slow. We started searching for answers. We underwent many different labs, diagnosis, therapies, treatments. But despite all our efforts, we weren't able to determine what was wrong with him. So 2022, I signed up for drug discovery and development classes with Harvard Medical School. I started reading literature. I started studying about the gene. I emailed many scientists and researchers, asking them questions, discussing this condition, and asking the possibility of a potential cure for something like this. During this process, I learned about a test called RNA sequencing test, which was more offered in a research setting. And I was able to get a test ordered, and that actually gave us the root cause of the why Wade was exhibiting all these symptoms. And we learned that Wade has a typo in his Pogz gene. And it's as simple as a letter change. A guanine got replaced by a cytosine in biological terms. A G got replaced by a C, but it happened to be at a critical spot on the gene. So we all have 22,000 coding genes in our body, and we have 2.3 billion nucleotides. And it's so hard to believe that a single nucleotide change out of the 2.3 billion would prevent us from getting to know who our son would have been.
Wow. So this is it depends on where, wherever that typo or that mutation is,
Yes.
that could affect something else within yourself. But it seems like your child has gone through so much.
Yes.
I mean, a mutation's a mutation, and when it comes to your child, you'll do everything and anything that you can
Yes.
to see that he's okay, because it's probably one of the hardest things to see your child go through things and you don't know what's bothering him.
Yes.
So yeah, my heart goes out to you and your family, because that's probably one of the hardest things, when you know that your child can't speak up for himself and say, this is bothering me or that's bothering me.
Yes.
So,
Exactly.
So I was going to ask you, so how are you spreading the awareness about Pogz disorders?
Yeah. So there are so many ways we are trying to spread awareness. We have a website, curepogzdisorders.org. So that has a lot of information, and it's SEO friendly. So people are finding it and are reaching out. We also have our foundation's social media pages. We have a Facebook page and an Instagram page, and we try to post a couple of times every month about the work we are doing, and where we are at with different things and all of that. Other than that, we are also trying to raise awareness through local and state media. We have been able to get our story published with the Daily Herald newspaper. So that's great. So hopefully a lot of Northwest suburban community would know. And we were also able to get our story featured on the front page of Illinois Tech Magazine Spring Edition.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's another avenue. And we also have other bloggers writing about the nonprofit work we are doing in their website. So those are all the different ways we are trying to spread awareness.
Okay. Do you have anything, I was going to say, do you obviously, since you are starting out, we just have a comment here. I'm just going to bring it on in. Oh. There's my daughter. She says hi.
Hi.
Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Now here, this is a young mom who has a 7-month-old, and that's probably again, you don't know what is bothering your child because they can't explain it, and that's a perfect example. He could be screaming, crying. You don't know what's wrong, and until you really kind of see things like you have. I mean, it's hard enough to be a parent in this world right now that we live in, let alone know everything that's going on with your child. And sometimes, they're helpless and you're trying to help them.
Yeah.
So that's, but But Swapna, obviously you need volunteers, right? I mean, there's how can people, like, obviously you said you have a board put together, but you are looking for volunteers and volunteer roles. You had mentioned that to me when we were speaking. And could you go into a little bit about what type of roles are you looking for volunteers?
Sure, yeah. So we have active volunteers who are working for our organization, but we also have a lot of open roles where we need help. So we are looking for a bookkeeper who has an accounting or finance background, who can help us with tracking our revenue and expenses. So that's a role where we need some help. Then we are also looking for somebody to help us with our annual tax filings. So that's another role. We are also trying to find a PR person who can help us connect to journalists and reporters to get our story out there. We are also trying to get a person who can help us with grant writing and community outreach. We are also looking for pro bono printing partners who can help us with some of the marketing collaterals we need for donor outreach. So those are all the different areas, where we need help.
Okay. So, so if anybody is out there that can or knows of somebody that would be wanting to help this organization out as a volunteer, please get in touch with Swapna. And I will add it. I think I must have taken the I took the little the banner off the bottom when we were running the video, but your information is here. One of the things that we were talking about also before we went live was that if anybody is out there who is willing or wanting to collaborate with Swapna on a fundraiser event of some sort, that would be something that I think you would be open to, wouldn't you, Swapna?
Yes, exactly, Don. So we have, like, from a fundraising standpoint, we have a few online fundraisers out there. People can support us directly by logging into our website and make donations. There are also two other fundraisers online. There is a GoFundMe fundraiser, and there is also a Give Butter fundraiser. And we can also accept offline donations, like stocks, and checks, and donor advised funds and things like that. But to your point, yes, we are also looking for partners who can collaborate with us on fundraising events. So those would all be like a huge help for our organization.
Awesome. It's awesome. So if you're out there and you're feeling a need to want to give Swapna a call, please do. This is something that's near and dear to her. It's her family, it's her son, and she's looking for support to not only get the word out for her son, because it's her son, but get the word out for anybody who may be going through this. Because you don't know, I mean, is this something that could be happening more? I mean, look at how Alzheimer's is and how autism, these things out there can, be more prevalent, So if we can work together as a community and if we can assist Swapna to get her word out, raise the funds so that she can help the community and her son. Like she said, it first started out with her son, but now, it's she wants it to become bigger. So, and this is where it starts, right? So if you're out there and you're seeing this and you feel that you can assist in a volunteer basis, please call Swapna, call her up, email her, get in touch with her, because, into collaborating on any sort of an event, you never know. I mean, we are all very creative people out there. So I'm sure that we can come up with something that would be something that would help Swapna get the word out even more. So I want to thank our community out there that comes and visits me, all the time when I'm online. I really do appreciate you all. Swapna, I do want you to, if you wouldn't mind, just repeat your contact information so that everybody can, hear how to get in touch with you by phone number, email, and website.
Sure. So our website is curepogzdisorders.org. My email address is swapna@curepogzdisorders.org, and my cell number is 847-532-9808. Thank you, everybody, and thank you so much, Dawn, again, for this wonderful opportunity.
You're so welcome. I'm honored to be able to be a voice and help you get your word out to hopefully as many people as we can. Just to let everybody know, I will be going live again too. So mark your calendars and be on the lookout for it, because I'm looking at my calendar right now and I left my notes in my office. So bear with me. But Kathy Cook with Pinot's Palette of South Barrington will be my next guest on Meet the Expert on the Block. So I'm really excited about that. But because we're not just going to be doing it like this, I think we might decide to do an on-site visit too. So that's going to be pretty exciting. So I'm looking forward to that. We do have a comment. I'm going to play the comment here. Oh, my mom. I'm late. I will catch up. You are always informative. So thank you so much for joining me. I want to thank everybody. I just don't know. I mean, I've been doing this for a while now, and I every time I do this, I feel like I reach so many more people, and I just feel so comfortable with everybody. And I'm hoping that people feel that they get a lot of information from my presentations too. So until the next time, I guess I want to thank you, Swapna, again. You've put up with me. Thank you so much for putting up with me.
Thank you, Dawn. This has been great. Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. And everybody out there, again, I want to thank you all. And until the next time we go live, I hope everybody makes it a great rest of your week. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye.
Bye.